Welcome YouTube. So today we're going to be discussing the fastest, best way to sell your home. Welcome Facebook. Today we're going to be discussing the fastest, best way to sell your home. My name is John McConnin. I'm a broker and attorney in San Diego. I just had a video about discussing with one of my buyers whether they want to be buying while the stock market sold off really hard this week and the coronavirus fears. Now this is more talking about what sellers should do because, as I said in that video, if you're a seller, the enemy of deals in volatile markets is time. And the fastest you can get offers from strong buyers who are likely to close, the better, the more secure I would feel about advising you on your deal. That brings up the question. Let's see, I think I made some lower thirds on this. This is the title right here, right? So I think the first thing I wrote down when I was preparing this was this. Okay, so this is the first method of selling quickly is to sell to professionals. I'll talk about how to get there in a second. Well, let me just say, this is not very hard. Craigslist, Facebook, calling, right? I mean, you can call. My brother sold his home. I advised him to look into it. He sold his home to Zillow. At the time, Zillow overpaid relative to what we could do in the marketplace. How do I know? Because we had a big open house weekend. We had buyers there. We felt good at it. That's what my strategy is going to be when I get to that. But let me just say, rather than going on the MLS and trying to get a little bit more, he sold to Zillow. He was happy. He had to move to get to his new job in Texas. He sold in Carlsbad during the Thanksgiving season. That market's still on the home now, for even though Zillow's put thousands of dollars into fixing it up. For right now it's for sale for $1,000 more than we sold it to Zillow for. So yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can sell to Zillow. Now, their contract can be tricky. Their costs, they charge 4.5% in costs. That was really their realtor fees. They just acted like it was some sort of costs. They subtracted money out for repairs. So it was, it was 5,000 repairs on a 3,000. So it was like he was selling with a realtor, but they gave him a good price, so we took it. So that's what you have to be able to consider. Sell to the fast, to the iBuyers, the Zillows. Play them all against each other, in my opinion, and see if you can get to a number that you like. It's awesome. Now, I'm also going to say it's probably unlikely they're going to get to a number most people like, and so that's why while you're doing it, I think you should also have a big open house weekend. So let's see if I can get to the next thing. Lower here. I think we're up to this one now, right? Oh yeah. Sell via non-binding auction. Now, let me explain. Most of these iBuyers will come out to your home and say, we'll have you an offer in 24 to 48 hours. But then, during their contracts, it could be a 2 or 3 week contract, 10 days, occasionally faster, but the faster you want it, the less they're usually giving. They're still going to have inspection periods. They're going to still put you through similar stress as you would selling to a regular buyer. But they'll do it a little bit more accelerated. You can get cash buyers to buy in 10 days if you do the marketing properly. So in this scenario, we're going to call this the pre-MLS, because we can do it with the MLS, but we'll look at it from a pre-MLS scenario. So while you're talking to iBuyers, I would, if you can, you want to cost effectively. I talk about this in other videos. If you go to my website, if I'm even offering it at the time, but the 7-day home sale method, we talk about there's a little bit of a trade-off. You want to prepare your home so that someone's gestalt, their view as they're walking their home, is that it's maintained or it's prepared, it looks nice, and they come in and maybe there's paint and carpets there, and they said we can move in if we have to. That's if you want reasonable dollars. If you want top dollars, you've got to look like a great home in your neighborhood. Many times, it's not worth doing the top dollar improvements, and sometimes it's not even worth doing. Like if all you're doing by painting and carpeting and trying to clean up the entrance is just putting lipstick on a pig, that isn't probably even worth it too. But it depends on the buyers you want to sell to. There are professional buyers. There are opportunist buyers that are like, I'd like to buy a home and then do the work on it myself. Many contractors are like that. They're willing to pay more when they're buying their own homes. So people like me, professional realtors, are like, I'd like to get a good deal and make this home the way my wife would like it to look. And we know contractors, so we can bring people in and do it, and it's cost effective. So there are do-it-yourselfers that will pay more than the buyers looking to renovate and flip. And that's a pretty good crowd to sell to. I bought my home like that I live in Poway right now. And then there's the end buyers who want everything all fixed up because they're using loans to do their money. They don't have big cash positions. And what they're buying is the way their house is going to look because they don't have $30,000 or $40,000 to fix up the kitchen and things like that. So you want to know your buyer profile, and then you want to position your home to do well within that profile. One of the best ways to do that once you've set on the profile is to price it aggressively, market it on Facebook and Zillow. You don't even have to be on the MLS yet. And try to get, you're talking about, this is a range. We're starting off down here. We're going to try to sell the home Sunday evening. We're going to call everybody who submits an offer and to see if they want to be the winning offer. If you get 10 or 15 people, here's the point. Because you're setting it up this way, when it's easy to talk to the people about when they come to your property. I just did this a few months ago for my brother. Are you interested in making an offer? We're going to be talking to people willing to make an offer on Sunday evening, and the response was, well, we'd be willing to make an offer around. My brother had a 344 offer from Zillow. We'd be willing to make an offer around 300. I was like, well, that's a good start. What do you think your top would be? And I heard 310s and 320s a lot. I heard 330. Oh, really? Zillow's offering you 340? You should sell it. I wouldn't give you more than 330, and that's if it was already fixed up. So, this method of selling the home is awesome. If you're doing the marketing, if you've got 70 or 80 people coming to your website off ads you put on Facebook to find out more, there's interest. If you've got those people showing up your property, if you've got 10 or 15 people, you're probably going to get offers. You're going to have conversations about offers for sure. If you don't have anybody showing up after they've come to your website, you've probably overpriced your home, and now you're getting a very good idea about the market. So one of the ways you could do is, while you've got the iBuyers, is get a feel for market price by doing some very simple things. Pictures on Craigslist, big open house we're going to sell this weekend. Come see our open house this weekend on Facebook. See if your neighbor. You'd be surprised. There were a lot of shares, and a lot of people coming to visit the website. You can also boost it. I boost it. I think it's great. Now, I know people will say, oh, boosting, that's old news. No, Facebook's algos have changed. Boosting is one of the best ways, and then you can retarget if you're a professional realtor. But if people say, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about, don't boost the post. The Blitz Metrics, some of the top guys in the industry of Facebook advertising now talk about boosting for $1 or $2 a day. Now, I would accelerate it $7 to $10, but it's so easy, right? So you can boost your post. You can go to Craigslist. You can see if people show up. Now, the non-binding auction part of it is, we'll go into more detail, but the point is, once you get a strong offer, you isolate that offer. You let the other people bid against each other, and you're going to select on strong buyers who are likely to close that are not on the edge of what they can afford, so that if the market goes down or something else, they don't have enough cash, they're not going to be able to close. You want strong buyers over the highest bidder sometimes if that highest bidder is more speculative. Now, the next thing. Put your home on an MLS at a low price. Make sure that with your agent, you've only got a 30-day listing, because your agent has to understand your goal is to get this home sold to strong buyers through through the traffic method. Lots of people coming through the property. So you put it at a low price, not super low. It doesn't have to be very low, but a low enough price that you get tons of buyers coming through the property. Some of those buyers will be interested in buying your property if it's a nice property. If your property's average, like if it's trash, you have to do it this way, right? If it's average, your property doesn't show all that well, any method, the point is you want to get showings. Now, one of the things that this method might work with is also offering a little bit more money to buyer's agents, and it shouldn't cost you more commissions. Your real estate agent should be willing to help you out for this month. Now, a lot of agents are going to say, well, I don't want a month-long listing. You're like, okay, well, I'll call you back at the end of the month, but right now my goal is to sell it in the next week or two. So you can get it done. I can help you get it done if you'd like, but you want to put it on the MLS at a low price and see if you can get the multiple offers to bring it up to the price that you want. So really, when you're doing we'll go to the next strategy. Um, so, if you're selling your home and you want to sell to a fast buyer, you want to sell quickly, you want to talk real estate agents into working with you, you want to negotiate commissions, what you need to do is be prepared. So the first thing you want to do is do a walkthrough of your own home and see it through the buyer's eyes, so you can assess it. You can compare and contrast your home right now with the homes that have already been selling. So you can, when someone says, "Here's a comp," whether it's an appraiser or somebody else, you're like, "Well, my home's worth a little more than that, or more than that, because of the views, because of the pool, because of the proximity to the school or the golf course or whatever it is, because we've put some money into it and it looks much better than that home." So you need to know. And you can get this online data on Zillow, on Realtor.com. Instant Home Prices is my website. I get the data from CoreLogic. It's a beautiful presentation. They show you the comps. They sometimes make very accurate assessments of the price of your home, but sometimes not. It really depends on how many. Just like all the other ones, it depends on how many other sales there have been. The more sales, the better. I think I'm paying for it $25 a month because I think it's better than all the other ones. So you get an idea of where these online online data providers say your home is worth, and then you have to, if your home's worth more, you have to explain why. You have to know why. That you should even be part of your marketing. I obviously spelled disclosures wrong there, so I'm going to take it down. And then while you're walking through your home, my advice is to get a copy, and you can get this at my website at winnerstrike.com, probably by joining the home seller workshop. But you get copies of the SPQ and the TDS. You go through your home thinking about how you're going to fill those out, and you make notes. Nothing to observe, nothing to disclose. And then, let's say in the living room, chips on the floor, one of the walls is pulling away from the chimney or something like that, and you disclose all that. You write it down, and then you come over to the side. If you're working with us and you've already spent the small amount of money to join our home sellers workshop, you'll then click on the link and you'll type your disclosures into the forms. The forms will guide you through it, and then when you have questions, and you say, "Well, am I disclosing too much here? Did I not disclose enough here?" You'll talk to me, and that way you'll have your disclosures prepared, and then you make sure that every buyer understands they're making their offers with the understanding that these are the disclosures and these are the things you're repairing and these are the things you're not planning to repair, and the offers should be conditioned on that, so the buyers cannot come back to you and say, "Oh, we found this wrong, now we need $20,000 back that we paid extra during the multiple offer negotiations to win." So you do your disclosures first. The disclosures also inform your pricing decisions. You should look at online data to determine the max likely selling price of your home, the fair market value of your home, where you're willing to list, right? I mean, you want to work in how much you're going to be paying in real estate commissions, figuring out what your net is, and then using that to evaluate those fast dollar offers that we talked about earlier. That you might want to sell to an iBuyer, you might want to sell to Zillow or professionals if your net is going to be good, or if your net, being that it's likely to be lower but it's fast enough, you might consider it. So that was pricing. And then, I think this was in there from before. Okay, so then I think you're ready to go. And if you're interested in working with us and helping you come to the best decisions and helping you sell fast, I've got all sorts of programs for it at winnerstrike.com. You could go there. You could sign up for a free strategy session with me. Or I have a 7-day home seller workshop that it's up there sporadically when I have the time to teach. But right now there is a home seller disclosure workshop where we do those disclosures with you, and it's available, and it's less than an expensive lunch. And it can also lead to, if we refer your property out, let's say you decide to go with a realtor, I believe in going with the very best, the ones who have sold 20 or 30 homes, the ones who know your neighborhood and sold houses there before, the ones who have dealt with all the issues, the ones who know how to market to multiple offers. We also discuss how to do it even better. And then we'll seek a referral fee, free only, from 30 to 50% of the listing side, and then we'll share that with you. So you'll turn the best agents into a discount agent, And then, if you want to sell fast, we can also give that a shot for a week or two. With most agents will be fine with this strategy. So that way, you can rest assured you're hiring the best and you're getting them at a great price, and you're going to try to sell fast. And we can refer your property out anywhere in the country. So thanks. Talk to you later. My name is John McConnin. If you're going to sell fast, I think you should sequence the sale where you take advantage of all opportunities. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.